The brand new OEM update is here, and today we're going to be checking out the Triumph, the beta, and we're going to be talking about some of the changes that weren't supposed to affect traction, but did indeed, in my opinion, affect traction. Log in, boys, and let's get to it. All right, boys, here we are. OEM 19.1 is the build that we're on right now. And there's a couple things I want to talk over while we rip the Triumph on outdoors here. Now, stick around because I do want to try the beta in Supercross, and I also want to try one of the bikes on a sand track to see if that kind of weird front end pushing is gone. But something I wanted to note here about these new bikes is if you're using an old setup, because the new update brings individual gears now, so you can edit individual gearing. You can change your gearing for first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth and fifth. Okay, you can adjust all of those individually now. So if you're using an old setup, you'll notice if you go to your gearing, it kind of breaks and it'll kind of mess with all your gearing. So what I would suggest doing is getting rid of all your old setups or remaking them basically from scratch. You can just remake them on this version's gearing and that should be fine. But if you don't, you just kind of click an old setup on, you're gonna have some goofy gearing where like your first gear and your second gear are gonna be identical, and it's gonna be super, super weird. I just wanna get that out of the way so you guys don't struggle with that. But now, okay, anyway, let's talk about these bikes, okay? Now, on paper, there was nothing changed as far as like traction or anything like that. Now, I can tell you that they did change some things with engine braking, and I really think that that made a big change to how the bikes feel when you're letting off the throttle. Previously, if you'd let off the throttle, the bike would sometimes want to come around, and it was just really strange. It was like you were losing traction when you were letting off and turning, and you almost had to stay on the throttle to keep traction. It was very odd. That seems to be gone now, and because of that, I think it feels like you have a lot more traction than you used to. Now, again, like I said, on paper you don't, but I definitely feel like I do. I was doing some aerial test track earlier for Supercross, KTM versus KTM. My Ghost was 22 flat, and I was trying to just race it to see. And I gotta say, it wasn't like I was catching my Ghost anywhere. It's not like I was going super, super fast, but I felt a lot better, and like I was able to run that pace a lot more consistent. I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys think. You guys can let me know down in the comments. On this Triumph specifically, man, this thing feels really good. It feels really plush. It's got a very interesting, like, I don't know, the front end just feels really solid. Doesn't feel harsh in any way. Obviously, I'm getting quite a bit of feedback as far as visual feedback, but it seems to be soaking up everything really, really good. This is completely stock setup, by the way. The only thing I have changed is I have the mapping set on race, which I made a whole video on this, which I'll link down in the description and we'll probably put at the end of the video here. But if you guys don't know, the big part of this update is they changed the engine mappings, where there is now a race mapping for all of the bikes. And what that does is it brings like the peak power of all the bikes up to, they're all equal now. So whether you're on a Triumph, a KTM, a Beta, a Suzuki, the peak power is all the same. Now, power delivery, chassis, suspension, all of that is unique still, but the peak power is all identical under that race mapping, which means that some of these bikes that were much slower, like the Kawasaki and or Suzuki, should technically be on par with some of the other bikes like the KTM and the Husky. What that also means is it's kind of down to bike feel now. Or in theory, it should be down to bike feel, not necessarily bike power. And combine that with being able to change your individual gearing, it seems like the OEM team is really hoping to kind of balance the class. This goes for 250 and 450. They all have that race map setting, so everything should be a bit more balanced. So I want to see, do the 125s have the race mapping as well? Let's go see. Okay, so it's just the 250Fs and the 450s. The 125s weren't touched. All right, I want to quickly show you, if you guys didn't see my other video, but right here under mapping, you can see there's standard and race. The race one is what brings everybody up to the same level. And then over here, you can see you can change individual gears that will change your first gear, your second gear, all that. That's pretty cool. All right, we're over here on a sand track, and I wanted to see if these changes did anything to that interesting front end kind of slide in sand. We're just gonna do a couple laps, and then we're gonna switch over to the beta and do some Supercross, because I want to show you that that thing is actually kind of insane. So, and I haven't seen the finished model yet, so I'm kind of excited. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but basically in sand before, your front end would just have a weird, it would just want to go straight. It just like would not turn, and it was really hard to get these things, you know, moving in the sand, especially through corners. It was really hard to keep momentum, but you know, I haven't really been able to tell yet, but so far it seems like it's been improved at least. Again, I've only done what, a half a lap, brothers, so we're gonna have to see. Okay, this is a corner I would definitely be able to tell in. Yeah, I'm gonna go out, you know, I'm gonna make a little statement here and say I definitely think that it's been improved. You can see it still kind of wants to push a little bit. I definitely think that those engine braking, now I know it's strange that engine braking would fix that or improve that, but it's also interesting that engine braking would, you know, kind of improve your traction. So, you know, you never really know with Quaboso, if I'm being honest. These guys make a change to this and they don't know that it's tied to that, and so, you know, what they think they're fixing, they end up fixing something else, or maybe they break something else. That's just what happens when we're working with Quaboso, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it definitely feels, I would say, easier and more intuitive to get around a sand track. Don't hold me to it like it's, you know, fixed and oh my gosh, it's all amazing now. But I can just tell you, after this one lap that I've done, it definitely feels like, oh yeah, yep, okay, I can tell in that corner right there that it definitely feels better. So let's move over to Supercross. We're gonna try that beta 450 out, and then if we have time, maybe we'll jump over to some 250s, because I haven't really messed with those at all yet. All right, boys, we're over here at DDC New Orleans, and I picked this track on purpose because it's got a lot of really big lines. So we are on the beta now, and it is a completely stock setup other than we're on the race mapping. So it means it has the most horsepower possible. And so far, this thing is handling, oh, dude, it feels so fast. Okay, hold on. It feels really fast. It feels like this thing is, it feels really plush too. I honestly, you know, I think this bike actually might be really good in Supercross. I don't think a lot of people are going to use it because, I don't know, actually, you know, I think this bike's pretty polarizing as how it looks. Some people really, really like it. Some people really don't like it. So, dude, it seems to be handling all this stuff really easy. Although all that was obviously just triples and stuff, but dude, yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you see how like little throttle I have going over some of that stuff? Chat, the beta is nuts. Dude, this is a completely stock setup, by the way. Oh! All right, well, we just saw the completely stock setup there. I think I just need to stay in third. But dude, I'm telling you, this bike is really good, and I think you're gonna see some people on it because stock, the suspension's really good, and now, you know, with kind of leveling out the power, I have no idea. I've never actually even used this thing without the race power on, but if all the bikes are the same speed, hold on, wait, am I about to put like, oh no, I messed it up. I was gonna say, am I about to put like a fastest lap down on this track real quick? Hold on. I feel like we might still be able to do it, or at least kind of still go fast. Hold on, let's lock in for a lap. All right, well, I did crash a couple times, but whatever they did with the engine braking definitely makes these bikes feel a lot better. They don't feel completely different, like, wow, I have so much traction now and I could just RT everywhere. I just feel like I get a lot less weirdness with these bikes now. Just feels like it's doing more of what I was hoping it would do and less of just the random slide outs. Like, I'm on a pretty decent lap right now on a completely stock setup, like 4th lap on the beta. Okay, hold on, let's see, can we catch this guy? I think we're gonna do it. Hold on. It's all gonna come down to the whoops. If I get a good run through the whoops, I think we can pass my Ghost. I'd like to just be close to the Ghost would be cool. Hold on. Yeah, this bike feels really plush too. It feels really just good. Oh, dude. Oh, it feels so, dude, it's so nice. Oh, little hugabuggy through the whoops there. As you can see, like, this is what I think is interesting though, is if you look at my Ghost, obviously it's not like I'm blowing his doors off or anything. It's not like I'm going way faster, but I can tell you right now that 4 laps into this beta, I feel better than I did, you know, that was probably, you know, 90 laps or something, that lap I did on the KTM. And I probably felt sketchy the whole time, whereas this thing, I feel like I'm in control a lot more. Now just have to clean up my lines, where before I felt like there was a lot of weird wonk. So yeah, anyway, that's the update, boys. I'm not going to do the 250s today. I might make another video separately on them. A1's right around the corner, so just need to get some soupy practice in on 450, so that's what we're going to do. Let me know if you guys like this update, or if you don't like the update, down in the comments. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!